Okay, good morning to all of you. Today, myself, Dr. Chauhan, Department of Botany, Head Department of Botany. So, we have taken the responsibility of your this second paper, EVS 3502 of this semester, 5th TYBSc, Environmental Science. So, I welcome all of you here. Paper number 2, the title is Wildlife Biology, and we have to take the lectures, about minimum 24 lectures, because the one lecture carries the 2 lectures weightage. So as per this online lecture, so the syllabus is very nice, and this is your first batch. So in this paper, just I will take the observation. So there are 3 credits are there. So credit first, introduction and outline of the diversity of major groups. So it is taken by the our different teachers, and Sonali madam and Sarojini madam, right? This paper already we have distributed. I am going to take this credit number 2, unit number 1, habit of the wildlife. It is taken by other teacher, myself, this unit number 1. Second, threats of wildlife units, it will be covered by the other teacher. And there is a third credit is there. It is the wildlife management techniques. So in detail there is a syllabus is there. I can't waste the more time here. So just we have to see about the what is the syllabus, and last unit is there, biodiversity. So you remember, as there are 3 credits are there in the each paper, and the syllabus is like this one. So in the online lectures, all of we are going to point wise, and it is very interesting part, as you all are the studying the environmental science, so it is the challenging one. So let us we will start our first lecture, my first lecture from the credit 2, unit 1, habitats of the wildlife diversity. So I would like to share my thoughts for this one. Okay, so in our today's lecture, as I have selected some parties there. Originally in botany studies, we have the ecological study and this one, but detailed study was not there, and therefore such type of the study we are maximum giving the weightage to the plants are there. Animals are generally also we are considering, but for the example, so we have to give the habitats of wildlife diversity, particularly in the aquatic habitats. So in aquatic habitats, as per our syllabus, freshwater, marine water, and the brackish, that is the estuarine water is there. So generally in ecological study, or up till now in FYSY you have heard these 2 words, an ecosystem. So is a ecosystem is a biological environment, and which shows the biotic and the abiotic components, that is living and the non-living components are there, right? So these particularly living ones, either they are the plants are there, they are not mobile, but the animals are there, they are the mobile, that is moving from one place to other. Then we are knowing the non-living components, like the physical components, air, soil, water, sunlight. So on, therefore this ecosystem, it is mainly classified into the freshwater ecosystem and the terrestrial ecosystem. Here we are knowing the major part of the earth's surface, 71% is ocean, marine, 2.2% fresh water, and therefore there is a total water is 97%, and 3% is only the fresh water. So generally it is the general our discussion is there. Second point, with reference to my interest, is that as we are knowing, generally there are the specific habitats are there. So commonly these are called as a niche. So with reference to this in aquatic condition, the ecosystems further classified as the freshwater and marine water conditions are there. Freshwater again we may divide into the others. We will see the one by one. In the freshwater, lakes, ponds, rivers, streams, and the springs are there, and the wetlands are there. Wetlands already we are knowing. Suppose the any river, large rivers are there, ocean parts are there. So some part is near about this. It is under the wet condition. So commonly it is treated as a wetland is there, right? So in the niches that is the specific locality. So plants are there, nectons, free-living animals like fishes are there, benthos that is attached to the rocks are there. So in ecological study, you have to remember these specific characters for the each and every topic. So let us we see about what is the freshwater ecosystem. So just we have seen only 2.2% water is there, fresh water on this. So generally in aquatic condition, and as per the physical components are there, habitats, light, temperature, then suppose rivers are there, light penetration that is the up to the bottom, or suppose a large lake is there like the Uzni Dam is there, or this one. So sunlight is not reaching up to the deep, so generally it is at the surface, and so therefore it is good for the fishes, or good for the phytoplanktons are there, plants are there, aquatic plants are there. So in the freshwater we may divide into two, as the lentic ecosystem, which is still water, that is which is not flowing, and the lotic that is the flowing water condition. So we remember these two words, lentic and the lotic conditions are there. So what are the characters for the stored water? So this stored water, still water, or the lentic condition, so it having the different character. Just suppose any lake is there, so depth based on the depth. So here the one large lake is there, developed due to the rainwater. Suppose the lake in the Baikal, it is having 1740 meter deep, right, meter, that is the feet. So in between the two or three large mountains are there, so it stores the more water like this one. So secondly, here you are observing the good photographs of this one. Suppose the rivers, swampy areas are there, ponds are there, lake conditions are there, and these they show the different plants and the animals. Basically one factor is there is having the pH of water, temperature, light, and the dissolved gases. These are very important. So just we are not referring direct ecosystem, but how are the water conditions are there. So therefore the highlighted habitats in the different, suppose the river ecosystem, or this one ecological factors of river, life along river, lake ecosystem, ecological factors, and the life in the lake. So this is the one. Then in the lentic condition, as we are observing, still water condition is there. So this lentic condition, suppose microorganisms, bacteria are there, habitats and their food chain. So these bacteria are the very smaller, they are the having the maximum development. The primary producers, algae, are the important, right? So these algae mainly in the freshwater, they are the different. Here you are observing the photograph of the this lake position, and its organisms are there. So we have to continue this about the different nature of the invertebrates are there. So phytoplankton, inbiotics, and so aquatic animals, these are important. Then our second condition, lotic ecosystem. Lotic, that is the flowing, right? So rivers flowing up to the certain kilometers, and they shows there is having the specifically having a certain conditions are there. So in the different three seasons, rainy season, summer season, winter season, and the rainy summer season. So their appearance is the different. So number of microorganisms, their food chain, their flow. Generally rivers, we may say that they flow unidirectional. There is a state of continuous physical change, and there is a high degree of spatial and temporal heterogeneity is there. That is microhabitats, because the condition as per season and as per the nature, the habitats are developing. So it is called as a microhabitat. Then variability is having maximum place to place, and the biota is specialized to live with the flow condition. So these are the character for the river. In lotic, we may consider again the bacteria. These primary producers are there, and the insect and the others are there. Right, fishes are there. Here you are observing, this is the food chain diagram is there. It is called as the pyramid of food. Right. So what is pyramid? So pyramid is the concept of Egyptian pyramids are there. So they are broad at the base and narrow at the apex. Actually, it is done by the Egyptian people, but we may use as a model. So basal region we are observing. So large pond is there. So it is the broad at the base. After that, phytoplanktons. Later on, their number is decreasing. Fishes are there. Then primary producers are there, consumers are there, and then the degraders are there. Right. So degradation is also showing the less as compared to the production. So therefore, this is called as a pyramid of food is there. Then secondly, the biological properties of foods. So while we are observing, so it shows the specific high level productivity. It is seen in this. Then eutrophication, that is the pollution formation, generally not seen, but if seen, it is called as a algal bloom is there. Algal bloom, that is the nowadays we are knowing. Suppose the city areas, the Ecornia plant is there. So it is growing in the polluted water condition, right? So specifically, so like this one in some area. So this is the one part. Then in river ecosystem, we may discuss about in detail. So river ecosystem for the study, it shows the different types of the conditions are there. Velocity of water, depth of the water, then food chain in the water, local disturbance, ecological factors of the rivers are there. So which factors we may consider? We have to give the answer for the this concept is there, right? So you consider the ecological factors of the rivers are there, depending on the temperature, water, other contents are there, sunlight or the evaporation. The third one, life along the rivers. So in the life we have to consider the food chain. Then different waste in the river. Suppose polluted to develop the polluted condition. So these are important, and therefore depend on this life. It is generally developed along the river or in the river. And different communities are there. So communities are also there. Floating communities, deep communities are. Then this is our one flowing is there. Then lake ecosystem. In the lake ecosystem, we have seen firstly the character, but it shows there is a food chain is there. So food chain is also having of the different type. The smaller lake, it shows the less disturbance, and the larger lake is there. It shows the more disturbance is there. Then in ecological factors of the lakes, or there is one point is there, fourth point. दोनच picture. So it shows specifically we have to go for the these life in the different lakes are there. Okay, then we have to consider the organic matter, then we have to consider the different conditions are there. So here nowadays the nutrient cycles and the other contents are there. So just it is all about the freshwater life cycle, freshwater habitats are there. So humans all we depend on the aquatic resources as a food, medicine, then different materials are there, and factors affecting these conditions are the over exploitation of the species. Then different exotic species are there, pollution from the urban areas are there, so like this one. So this is the first lecture about the freshwater ecosystem. In next lecture we will see about the marine water. Okay, so thanks to all.